Body at ease, breathing quiet, sentiment benevolent. Dharma friends sitting still in vital silence, wanting nothing, we practice eco-Buddhism together. The sound of the temple bell booms for all to cease from conflict. May the way of Buddha usher in the dawn of non-violent global village forever. Here is the after sound of the bell. Thunder of silence, light after Dharma rain. Varochana Mahamudra. Mani Padme Jvala Pravartaya Om.
Please stand for the chanting of the three refuges.
We actually said. Yeah, but I thought you wanted to sit. Usually we sit.
Oh, or this card lets everybody. Just to be a little bit spread out in the circle. All right. Buddha
I go for refuge to the Buddha
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment
and realize the great way.
and realize the great way.
I go for refuge to the Dharma
I go for refuge to the Dharma
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will penetrate the teachings
I will penetrate the teachings
and uncover oceans of wisdom.
and uncover oceans of wisdom.
I go for refuge to the Sangha
I go for refuge to the Sangha
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will seek peace and happiness for the many
I will seek peace and happiness for the many
and transform this world into Buddha land unimpeded.
and transform this world into Buddha lands unimpeded.
Let's return to our places for 5 minutes more of meditation. follow along with these simple mindfulness practices. First, humming to warm up the hands a little bit, and then taking them to the face, especially around the perimeter of the face, pressing a little. Fingers to the top of the head. Can you hear our chickens squawking? Everything is a part of this very moment. Bringing the earlobes down. Putting the knuckle of the first finger just below the nostrils, pressing. And leaning forward. Chin back, eyes back, stretching the vertebrae of the spine. And then coming up, looking up and back and consciously heightening, lengthening the upper torso. And folding down. Stretch and lengthening of the spine. And release down this time to our left. Holding. Inhaling as we come up. Again, the lengthening and exhale, folding. And while in the folded position, just allow the hands to relax, the first finger and thumb to just gently touch. And inhaling up. Oh, I think I've forgotten the order. It's this. Hands behind, laced, good. And exhale forward. And coming up again. And keeping the spine straight, twisting it around to the left. And the head round and the eyes around. And inhaling forward and to the right. And bringing the hands into a small fist, not too tight, and just down in the hips. Inhaling. And exhaling down as well as you can, and around, exhaling, coming up, inhaling. And exhaling. Something that can become mechanical, but instead we really bring our full presence. And then reversing. One hand underneath to the side, and let the spine bend sideways, upper arm, giving a good stretch from the waist. First finger and thumb just touching. Inhale up and change. Again, first finger and thumb just touching. Inhale up. Both arms up and fold the fingers behind. And keep the spine straight as we go first to the left. And then to the right. shoulders up deeply, and then release deeply. And then let it go. And if you need to, please stretch your legs and come a little closer. Those of you up there. Chickens squawking. We're really at the center of the universe right now. And I see Ma'um has gone out. We want to make sure they're not being attacked. And someone told me that the chickens squawk when they're laying eggs. I do not know for sure. But it's a special moment when all the way here we can hear them. They're with us. And it's also a special moment because we have Saram and Sagam with us at the service this morning for the presentation of their Dharma guardianship. It's a little bit late because both of them completed their
Actually, people can't hear you. If you can speak up just a little bit, please.
People can't hear you, you need to speak up.
All right, I'm speaking up a little bit more. I've been, the whole universe is conspiring to allow us to get this done so you can all be part of it. So we are here this morning, and we feel especially fortunate. Sogan, who is our technical person, and Ayan and Ma'um and I tend to have 2 more people with us at the service. I believe we're all vaccinated and safe, and we're beginning the process together of slowly opening up the temple. There we are, we can see them. We can see ourselves. Yeah, and as I said, it's been long in coming because they both completed their, well, you never complete your training, I have to say that. But they've completed a certain part, and there was some closure, and so now is the awarding of the certificates. So let me get my notes. Okay. So we're going to start first with Saram Karatalasta, street name, who's come in from her home with her family in Ypsilanti this morning. And it's so good to see you. Your hair is longer.
It's been a year since I've been here and a year since a haircut, so this is what
Really?
it's.
Yeah. You have to speak up because it's been a year.
It's been a year. It is so. It is. I'm not used to having a mask off. The windows are open. Much air is coming through. I'm fully vaccinated, but I'm an anxious person, so I had to.
Yeah.
It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be back. So I can't wait to see more people back.
So we're going to do the ceremony first for Saram and then for Sagam, and we'll go right through it together. And then each of them is going to give a little talk to us, and our teachers, Hayan and Ma'um, and maybe me, may ask a couple of questions. So it's going to be like, well, just genuine, here we are. Okay. So one of the beautiful parts of the Dharma Guardian program, I think, is the Dharma Guardian prayer. I mean, I think both of you would say is the other Dharma Guardian trainees, because they make the whole thing very special. We coming together to practice and learn Dharma together is really a unique, wonderful opportunity in this world. So, but the Dharma Guardian prayer has some special spunk to it that I would like to read and then have you first, Salam, repeat after me. Dharma Guardian prayer.
Dharma Guardian prayer.
I salute and pay homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
I salute and pay homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
In the 10 directions and 3 worlds.
In the 10 directions and 3 worlds.
With my true and sincere heart.
With my true and sincere heart.
I aspire to follow in the footsteps.
I aspire to follow in the footsteps.
Of their wisdom.
Of their wisdom.
Compassion.
Compassion.
And enlightenment for all.
And enlightenment for all.
May I remain firm in my resolve.
May I remain firm in my resolve.
For the way of the Bodhisattva.
For the way of the Bodhisattva.
And rejoice.
And rejoice.
In humility and gratitude.
In humility and gratitude.
For the realization.
For the realization.
That I'm endowed with Buddhahood.
That I'm endowed with Buddhahood.
I beseech my teachers.
I beseech my teachers.
To admonish me with guidance.
To admonish me with guidance.
When I go astray.
When I go astray.
And to never forsake me.
And to never forsake me.
I pray that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
I pray that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
protect me when I slip in my devotion.
Protect me when I slip in my devotion.
To peace and love.
To peace and love.
And encourage me.
And encourage me
when I lack courage and vital spirit.
When I lack courage and vital spirit.
Allow me Dharma power.
Allow me Dharma power.
And wisdom I.
And wisdom I.
For the alleviation of suffering.
For the alleviation of suffering.
And emancipation of the afflicted.
And emancipation of the afflicted.
And conflicted.
And conflicted.
Let peace and justice prevail.
Let peace and justice prevail.
Over hatred and violence.
Over hatred and violence.
Let it be a mountain.
Let it be a mountain.
Be a mountain.
Be a mountain.
Let it be a river.
Let it be a river.
Be a river.
Be a river.
Mahaprajna Paramita.
Mahaprajna Paramita.
Mahaprajna Paramita.
Mahaprajna Paramita.
Namo Mahaprajna Paramita.
Namo Mahaprajna Paramita.
Bodhisvaha.
Bodhisvaha.
That'll get us going if nothing else will. Are you getting ready for your turn? Okay. Dharma Guardian Certificate. Sarang Kara Talaska has successfully completed the Dharma Guardian program of the Zen Buddhist Temple in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in the spirit of the Right Livelihood guidelines as well as the Dharma Guardian prayer. And the Right Livelihood guidelines, number 1, to consume mindfully. 2, to pause, breathe, listen. 3, to practice gratitude. 4, to cultivate compassion and loving kindness. 5, to discover wisdom. And 6, to accept constant change. Oh, yeah. Do you remember all those because you've worked with them? Yes. Yes. Will you continue to keep working with them?
I will.
Wonderful. Dharma Guardians bring peace and happiness to those in need and embody the Buddhist tradition of wisdom, compassion, and enlightenment. They are eligible to assist with temple administration and programs, to represent the local temple to the wider community, or to pursue, if they wish, Buddhist chaplaincy or hospice work. And I would add that Dharma Guardian practice begins each moment wherever you are and with whoever you're with. Yeah. So in the spirit of the Dharma Guardian prayer, the 6 right livelihood guidelines, and indeed the 3 refuges which we all chanted and recited this morning, it is really my pleasure to award this certificate to Saram this May 23rd, 2021. She joins about 15 other Dharma Guardians in our Sangha. And also, Saram, one of our local artists, made these special pins. It's well, you probably cannot see it, but it's made out of silver, and it was one that we designed.
Hang on, you need to bring that. They need to see this.
I know.
Yeah, it's just a really beautiful
I
pin.
think this is how you do this on Instagram, so it focuses on your hand. Whoa,
Yeah,
there we
yeah, I think you got it.
Oh,
go. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
yeah.
You know, these days we think often of a lotus in a pond in muddy water, but also the lotus is pictured in fire. And these days in this world, we are like lotuses in fire. So when you wear this, whoo-hoo, yeah. I am quite a fumbler. There. Sorry to be right in your face. There we go. There we go. Thank you. And we will have a chance because we're going to talk to these folks after. But let's do Sagam. Yeah. Sagam, Virginia Boyce. She's been with us in many ways, and she's going to talk about that. Ready for the Dharma Guardian prayer?
I am.
Okay. Dharma Guardian prayer.
Dharma Guardian prayer.
I salute and pay homage
I salute and pay homage
to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
in the 10 directions
in the 10 directions
and 3 worlds
and 3 worlds
with my true and sincere heart.
with my true and sincere heart.
I aspire to follow in the footsteps of their wisdom, compassion, and enlightenment.
I aspire to follow in the footsteps of their wisdom, compassion, and
Enlightenment
enlightenment
for
for all.
Yes. May I remain firm in my resolve
May I remain firm in my resolve
for the way of the Bodhisattva
for the way of the Bodhisattva
and rejoice
and rejoice
in humility
in humility
and gratitude
and gratitude
for the realization
for the realization
that I'm endowed with Buddhahood.
that I'm endowed with Buddhahood.
I beseech my teachers
I beseech my teachers
to admonish me with guidance
to admonish me with guidance
when I go astray
when I go astray
and to never forsake me.
and to never forsake me.
I pray that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
I pray that all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas
protect me when I slip
protect me when I slip
in my devotion to peace
in my devotion to peace
and love, and encourage me
and encourage me
when I lack courage and vital spirit.
when I lack courage and vital spirit.
Allow me Dharma power
Allow me Dharma power
and wisdom I
and wisdom I,
for the alleviation of suffering
for the alleviation of suffering
and emancipation
and emancipation
of the afflicted
of the afflicted
and conflicted.
and conflicted.
Yes. Let peace and justice prevail
Let peace and justice prevail
over hatred and violence.
over hatred and violence.
Let it be a mountain.
Let it be a mountain.
Be a mountain.
Be a mountain.
Let it be a river.
Let it be a river.
Be a river.
Be a river.
Maha Prajna Paramita.
Maha Prajna Paramita.
Maha Prajna Paramita.
Maha Prajna Paramita.
Namo Maha Prajna Paramita.
Namo Prajna Paramita.
Now, where's this ball? We did it!
We did it.
Sagong, Virginia Boyce, has successfully completed the Dharma Guardian program at the Zen Buddhist Temple in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in the spirit of the 6 Right Livelihood Guidelines and the Dharma Guardian Prayer. The 6 Right Livelihood Guidelines: to consume mindfully, to pause, breathe, listen, to practice gratitude, to cultivate compassion and loving kindness, to discover wisdom, to accept constant change. Yeah. It's pretty darn deep, eh? Will you, as you continue forth as a fully certificated Dharma Guardian, try your best to keep these guidelines
I will.
and the spirit of the Dharma Guardian prayer?
And the spirit of the Dharma Guardian prayer.
Well, thank you, Sagong. Yeah, Dharma Guardians bring peace and happiness to those in need and embody the Buddhist tradition of wisdom, compassion, and enlightenment. And that can be a mystery. We talked a little bit about mystery this morning. That these things are all a mystery sometimes. And so we're just, working with, I've got it, may it shine. Huh? Dharma Guardians are eligible to assist with temple administration and programs, represent the temple to the wider community, and or pursue Buddhist chaplain work or hospice work. And as I shared with Sarong, these are kind of a little more lofty than just every day taking care of nooks and crannies in very many aspects of your life. Yeah. So it is with great pleasure that I award you this certificate on May 23rd, 2021, on behalf of the whole Sangha. Sometimes we'll never be the same, and we also have a lovely pin for you and a little case. And these little cases were made by Jagwa.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that nice? And these certificates were made by Joanne Kelleher. Yeah, so a lot of Sangha members came together to help. Yeah. Okay, so this is a thick one. Yeah. I think we can do it. So remember, this is the time of the lotus in the fire. Yeah, so it's called Lotus in the Fire, You Can Do It. All right. So, can we now start with hearing from Sarong a little bit? And can you move the
back.
just camera a little bit?
Yeah,
so that I
toward
move?
them. No, it's okay, I got it.
All right, I've got props. It's just especially special to be here with Sagong. who was with me in New York City when we first got our Buddhist names. Slept next to each other, complimented by pajamas, and have been together throughout. So my Sa sister, it is lovely. So thinking about what, because I knew I was going to have to do this, talk about myself. So I wanted to go through why I thought I was going into the program and what I ended up getting out of it. And if someone can warn me when I have 1 minute, 5 minutes and then 1 minute, I'll look at the clock so I know. So I love Haju's potato peeler metaphor, or jumping into these programs or retreats is like throwing yourself in the big potato peeler, where you just throw in all the lumpy, dirty potatoes and you rub them together, and it's kind of uncomfortable, but through that process, in my mind, I think I thought I would throw myself in this dirty potato and come out this like shiny white potato pearl, right? Like a Pringle potato. And I didn't realize when going through the program that a lot of what was going to get rubbed off and bumped up against was my wish to be a beautiful Pringle potato pearl, purified of all of my, this was yet another you're a therapist, we're on these self-help, self-betterment kicks and live better lives and be better people, and this was one of those things, but also another part of me, which I think is the real potato part. Every time I come here, and you all know because you come here too. So that's, and so what I got out of the program was a place to come back to, even when everything took me far away. Strengthening ages-old ways of taking refuge, how to do that, different ways to do that, ways to strengthen that in yourself. Even when I thought about, maybe I don't want to do this. I left the seminary program at the beginning of January, and I didn't quite know why, but I think now I know why. It was too much. I'm jumping ahead. So yeah. So what I got was I was able to come back here. And I was able to have all these Buddhist songs running through my head in the pandemic. Throw in prostrations a lot when I was in the program, and even when I wasn't in the program, trying to get in just 3 prostrations in between clients, or sometimes trying to do the 36 prostrations, or just 3 prostrations a week. Coming to service when I could. I thought the pandemic would make it easier to get to services, because it was so easy. It was online. The pandemic started, I thought this would all be easier. My kids and I would sit around in front of service, and it was, but it's not the same. So I had a song for the refuge part, and then I had a song for how I've been working with it through the pandemic, because I hate talking and I don't really like singing in front of people either, but I think people like it better when, so this is from this Basket of Plums book, and it came in my head this morning when I was thinking about taking refuge and how that's been in the pandemic for me personally. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are blue skies and water. There is sunshine and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I could always go back to my island. And then also how my practice, learning about all of the values of Buddhism and taking a deep dive in it was really helpful when during the pandemic a lot of my time was stuck doing things I didn't really want to be doing and stuck with a lot of difficulty that even when I thought I couldn't bring things out, like I didn't want to do anything, that it's really just doing whatever is in front of you, just this, just here, just now. And this is actually my just here, just now from Haji. This is what this tattoo is for, to remind me of you saying that. Just this, just here, just now. So I could always look at that, take a breath, and just ground into what was around me and just do what was right in front of me. So that brings me to the other song that I sang along with Haju when she sang it on service, so maybe you all would like to sing it along with me, because I know you all know it. Just 2 verses. I've got the words right here, thank you. Paramita, last week was amazing with you singing. So here, small doings, great being, tiny things, small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajnaparamita. Chop wood, catch water, hug son, kiss daughter, tie shoe, tie two, do what's right in front of you. Small doings, great beings, tiny things, small doings, marvelous moments, Mahaprajnaparamita. Wet rag, push broom, change bag, vacuum. Oh, first you wipe your feet, then you wipe your seat. This is my favorite part. Wipe feet, wipe seat, you are perfect and complete. Small doings, great beings, tiny things, small doings, marvelous moment, Mahaprajnaparamita. That last line again. Mahaprajnaparamita. Thank you, Ryan. You're welcome.
All right. Let's hear from Saglong, and then we'll make a couple of comments from our teachers. All right.
So just to begin with, I was a resident at the temple for about 3 years. So this is based on this. And how I got here and where I am now. Sometimes in life, we are so deep in it so deep that the heart leads when the head can't. Not until I, as a Dharma guardian student, read the lives of the female disciples of the Buddha, did I understand that women went to the monastic life when they had lost everything. Women sometimes chose monastic life so as not to take up the prescribed role of wife and mother, and there wasn't much else in the way of a role. But more often because their role of wife and mother was completed, and husband died or was dead and maybe preceded them to a monastic life, or their role as wife and or mother was yanked from them by circumstance. And that's how I came to the temple, knowing very little about Buddhism, but drawn to the temple for teaching, for practice, and for healing. After 3 months, I understood that to remain in the temple, there was an expectation to enter a training program. I wasn't ready to leave temple life, and although my brain was still affected by some trauma, I entered the Dharma Guardian program. Living in the temple was supportive to the Buddhist studies in the Dharma Guardian program, and the teachings were illustrated daily and lived through in the routine and the disciplines of the community life of the temple. I lived and studied the 3 refuges: refuge in the Buddha, refuge in the Dharma, and refuge in the Sangha. One of the deepest teachings for me is the first noble truth, that life is suffering. As I was suffering, this rang really true to me. But I began to understand and work more deeply with this as I learned another definition of dukkha, and that is more like dissatisfaction. This allowed me to examine less dramatic difficulties and less dramatic uncomfortableness than the word suffering connotes for me. More everyday life things, leading me and helping me to understand that everyday life is the way of the Buddha, and the way of the Buddha is the way of everyday life. I just want to mention also that being in the program of and meeting regularly with other members in the Dharma Guardian program was very inspiring on many levels. First of all, I knew very little about Buddhism, so it was essential for me to bind practice and knowledge or study. And also the enthusiasm and inspiration of the other Dharma Guardian members was very important. I lived in the temple, so I could scoot here and there and do things, but other people were living full, professional and family lives, and still they were able to come. So, and showed so much interest, even when their partners didn't. I mean, it was quite inspiring to see how much the Dharma meant to them and to study it. While living in the temple, I was a participant in an Ulambana ceremony, and it's a ceremony to help people face loss, to let go and heal, to understand impermanence and the cycle of life and death in people, animals, and relationships, and to help in the deliverance from suffering. It was a very important ceremony to me, and one that wasn't just the few minutes or the hours of the ceremony, but the concepts and the ask of the ceremony stayed with me and alive. The letting go of the life that I had before and the relationship that I had before really the ceremony helped me acknowledge this impermanence, because it hadn't occurred to me that things would be impermanent, those kinds of things. And so it was very shocking to me. And then there was a concept of in this ceremony and in Buddhism of jumping off finding yourself up on a platform kind of alone because everything else is like gone, and then jumping off and then letting the world become your body. That was difficult for me because I wanted to hang on to those things, you know. But I really did embrace that concept. And then even after leaving the temple, that concept of jumping and becoming something that you weren't, and not knowing exactly what was ahead, but having faith that something would show up and be a path, and the renunciation that came along with that, not grasping for what I had and finding it somewhere else, even in a different shape or a form, but really renunciating the whole idea of what was really gone and didn't match what was more in my future. So I left the temple just as really sort of as the pandemic started, but I continued to let go, and this is materially as well. And so I sold my house, gave all my belongings really to my kids, so when I visit them, I see all my beautiful stuff in their houses. It's so fun. Usually you're dead and you don't get to see that. So it's really fun. And so now I have a car and some clothes and some books, and I feel like it's a really different feeling. Every once in a while I think, shouldn't I have a partner? Shouldn't I have somebody to share my fabulous thoughts with? It's just like I don't think so. So it's a, you know, it's a wave, but so I really do feel like, I don't know, I hesitate to use the word stream walker. That seems like, oh my God, but traveler, or it's just a different feeling of not having to stay in a home. I'm still, of course, in contact with my kids and grandkids, but it's just, I'm not the center of the family, and it's a really different feeling and interesting to get used to. But I'm available for a lot of other things, so it's quite different. So the letting go couldn't have been done without the temple, without the teachers, without the Sangha, without the study of the Dharma, and without Buddha light or Buddha light.
Thanks, Nicole. Okay, any comments from congratulatory comments or otherwise?
Sorry.
I'll say that,
Oh,
but
Just
just
sit over there. Sit there.
Yay, okay. We get used to our cameras here.
Mom, you have to get taller.
Oh, I've always wanted to get taller. How's this?
Better, better.
All right. So, congratulations, both of you, Saram and Sagam. You know, we're just really privileged to have you be in our Dharma Guardian programs and to the ongoing engagement with the temple. You each come with lots and lots of gifts. So one gift that both of you share, besides your name, that you are both therapists. And so you help other people on a daily basis. You really help them with this hard work, a version of the hard work that we engage in our programs. And Saram, you bring the gift of song and telling stories to kids, working with our family program, so appreciated. And Sagam, I've always looked up to you as my older sister, and bringing the wisdom of life to the temple, and just having this big circle of people to your continued journey. Congratulations. All right, now we get to do the other way. Make everybody dizzy.
Sorry. Woo-wee, that's a carnival ride. Okay. So, first to Saram. You know, there's a line from the movie Jerry Maguire where she says to him, he really wants to be with her, and he's trying to explain himself, and she said, "You had me at hello." And so I feel like with you, you had me at twins. That, like, when I found out that Saram and I both had boy-girl twins, it just was an immediate bonding because, you know, it's just one of those journeys that very few people understand. It's insta-family. You go from no kids to 2 kids, and they are a handful, and so I was always in constant admiration to you, because mine are older, they're teenagers and going off to college next year, but Saram's were really little tykes when she would come in, and just, you know, the energy and devotion and commitment that you showed in the midst of what I knew full well was a more than full-time job, and she still has a job, but to do that, it just made my heart melt. I was just so in awe and gratitude for your commitment. I also have to say that Saram is the kindest choir director I have ever met, because I had no choir training. I was like you've all heard me sing. In fact, James Decker's dog sings along with me when I do the chant in the morning, but I'm not exactly a trained singer, and I've been told that I don't exactly have a great voice. So the fact that Saram was always willing to work with me, I didn't know how to read music, I didn't know anything, and you were just so incredibly kind and wonderful, and I belted out all those Paramita songs, but I really was the tail end, and thank you for being the leader and just really devoting yourself. You did all of the levels of soprano and tenor. I mean, it was amazing, our choir, and not because of me, but because of you. So, I love you, and I look forward to you being back. Okay. All right, dear.
And all the energy I don't know if you're watching, Murph, my devoted, wonderful partner who literally pushed me out the door every time I go here. You know who is on my front lawn this morning, putting my stuff in the car for me and be like, go honey, bye, bye. So yes, thank you, Murph.
So what I have learned through my own journey too is behind every good Buddhist practitioner who's in a partnership is someone else who's actually a bodhisattva. So you have us little good Buddhist practitioner, but then you have the bodhisattva at home. So, yeah, that must be Murph and Angie. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, dearest Sagong, wow. The 10,000 joys and the 10,000 sorrows. We have been through them. Holy cannoli. I have so treasured my relationship with you from start to finish. When you came and how I could see you grow through your trauma and blossom, truly blossom. We talked about the lotus and fire. You were like the lotus blooming at the temple. You came in as a sort of closed in, needing to really, like an animal needing to heal after being wounded. And I just saw you bit by bit opening up into a beautiful flower. And you've taught me so much. I mean, what we've gone through with the difficulties and all, you've taught me so much about listening, about being a friend, about being there for someone, and really seeing that how special that is. So I will always treasure what you've taught me, and just want you to say, I want you to know how much I value our friendship and how much I want to continue it.
In some sense, words fall short, but just being spontaneously together in this little ceremony kind of shows me what kind of suchness you have, and it's beautiful. And also, I think the fact that we both get excited about this Dharma Guardian prayer really shows that there's a beautiful spirit within you, my dear, and that both Mirth and your kids are really helping to develop it. And so I'm appreciating the whole family as I talk with you today. And I think Paramita would second this when he said, thank you so much for bringing these songs again to the Sangha, because they do help people to know Buddhism in a way that just words don't. Yeah. And the biggest memory that I actually have of you, except for right now, is when you would carry both your kids around Peace Camp. And they were no lightweights. And you're kind of a lightweight. So I know you're a heavy lifter, my dear. So thank you for that. And Sagam, you know, in our tradition there's this Mahapajna Paramita. And Mahapajna points to the Great Mother. You know, that it's the Great Mother that's really all pervasive. And I think if I had chosen your name, I think I would have called you something like the Great Mother. I think Skong is good. But because of your raising so many kids, and also because of your grandkids and your care for them, I think you have these kind of really deep mothering skills. So it shows when you're in the kitchen, when you're in the garden, when you're with other people, it shows everywhere. And it's really beautiful. So I encourage you not to leave too much of that behind as we're no, but transforming it into something even deeper, and see how that can do. Because you have just immense potential, and old dogs can learn new tricks. That's for sure, and I mean that in the greatest of spirit. Yeah.
I'm learning chess, so I know old dogs can learn, but it's tough. But yes,
because we've got a lot
believe
of
it.
old patterns that we have to let go. So my image of you, I talked about Saram with the kids. I mean, she carried them all of camp, and they insisted upon it, so there was no relief. They're like that, aren't they? Yeah. The thing is, you know, this morning you came for breakfast with us, and then when it was time for cleanup, there you were under the sink cleaning around the garbage can. And I thought, oh my gosh, she just is able to be in a situation and know where help is needed and to get right to it. So may that always be something that enlivens you and is appreciated by all of those around you in your life. It's a great characteristic. Yeah. So we say, be quick to help, and I guess the only caution is that you have to be careful to take some time for yourself too. Learning how that is time for yourself, but sometimes saying no.
Yes, say no.
Yeah, so we're all in the potato peeling machine, no doubt, all of us, all 5 of us. may we, be able to hang in and get out a little bit when we need to, and get back in when we need to too. So, dear friends who are watching, please send your own kind of congratulations and comments to these two dear Sangha members of ours. We'll look at the chat and maybe just even get in touch with them directly if you know them and want to offer your continuing friendship and gratitude for them. So let's together, dears, do the four great
Should we
vows.
do announcements? Do announcements?
Let's do the four great vows and then go to us. Is that okay? Since we're going in that direction. All beings, one body.
I vow to realize
Line
passions,
one
root. I vow to terminate Dharma gates, one mind. I vow to penetrate the great way of Buddha. I vow to realize.
One small doings at a time. Some announcements.
Okay, I guess I'm doing these. Welcome to the temple. If any of you are new, much good welcome. The Ann Arbor Zen Buddhist Temple in Ann Arbor is slowly taking the baby steps of reopening, which is really exciting. So we're now offering to folks who are living in the locally that every morning except for Wednesdays and Saturdays, we go to Burns Park, which is just up the way, and we meditate together. So you could come at either 6:40 on Sundays or every other day at 6:10. Meet us at the park, or you can come to the temple at 6 a.m., pick up a cushion and and yoga mat and come with us from the temple. But we invite your presence. It's so beautiful to watch the sun slowly rise in Burns Park and to feel the nature around us and all of the little grass blooming and everything. It's so beautiful. You're welcome to join us. Also, every day at 11:45 a.m., if you're not such an early riser, we have a practice here, and we would welcome your presence as well. We actually are being very safe, putting mats outside and sitting together with some distancing. And so if you'd like to come, we do a short practice at 11:45, which is some sitting meditation, the 3 refuges. And then in the evening, every evening we do practice at 6:30 p.m., except for Sunday evening, we don't do it. But every other evening we do. So if you'd like to come to the noon practice or the evening practice, we welcome you because we do have an accommodation on our deck to have mats out, so it's very comfortable and safe. So call us or email us and let us know you'd like to come, and we'll prepare a space for you. You can email us at annarborzentemple@gmail.com, or you can call us at 734-651 761-6520. Yes, how could I forget? And so please join us. On Wednesday evenings, we do a special expanded Zoom sitting. So if you'd like to participate by Zoom, we do some sitting, some chanting, and then we have this rich Dharma discussion based on one of the texts in our liturgy book called the Song of Meditation. Welcome to join us at that too. Soon, we are going to be actually having a service outside. We just yesterday put up this ginormous canopy tent outside the back here in the middle near our garden, and so we're setting it up, and we'll give you more information about when our Sunday services will start happening again, which we hope to be fairly soon. And finally, please join the garden team. Yesterday we had about 15 people here working in the garden and helping, and it was just such a beautiful energy of oneness that we were just all doing things, working together in the blazing hot sun. And yet the spirit was great. We had some nice ice water. You rarely have ice at the temple. but if you join the garden team, you'll get some ice.
Meditation.
Oh, yes. And then finally, we do have another Deepening Your Meditation class starting on the 27th of May. That runs 4 consecutive Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So if you'd like to be a part of that, again, email us at AnnArborZenTemple@gmail.com. And I think that's it from my part. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to turn it back to Haji Sunam to conclude.
Yeah. Let's just, as we turn off, please again send your chat comments for us. We appreciate hearing from all of you. And let's just finish singing with no coming, no going, and then we'll just have a good rest of the day wherever you are. Chickens are quiet now, and all is calm around the yard. No coming.